Hello, hello. Hope you're doing okay today. If you can let me know if you can hear okay, that'll help me know if I can get started or not. It's been a little bit since we've done some coding, so I figured it'd be fun to kind of do this live. Yeah, let me move to my camera, which I think I moved to accidentally early. Hey everyone, hope you're doing okay today. Figure we'll jump straight in. I just found this dev challenge, and I figured we could do it together here. I don't have a whole lot of plans. I haven't looked at it ahead of time, as is my custom, so we can just kind of do this live. So let me go ahead and get stuff started on my side, but I'd love to know what you're up to today, what you're coding, all that kind of stuff, as you have time. I figured we'll probably do this like, I don't know. My guess is I'll just use vanilla JavaScript for this, perhaps. I don't know. It'd be kind of fun to do this in vanilla JavaScript. I've been doing a lot more recently in vanilla JavaScript just for fun, and I think doing some more beginner tutorials as well. So I think those should be coming out on the channel fairly soon. And it's been nice to kind of get back to the basics in that way. But awesome, Dante. Thank you so much, and welcome. Good to see you again. Dante's like the faithful streamer. He's almost always here when I stream, so this should be fairly relaxed. I'm just going to kind of go through this, and we'll do what we can and kind of go from there. I am playing around with Dia, the new browser from the browser company. I don't know. It's okay. It's a browser. We'll see if it goes anywhere or does anything, but yeah. All right, well, I suppose we should probably get to coding since that's why we're here. So let me switch over here. Let's see. Like that. Okay. Hopefully you can see this okay. Here's the dev challenge right here, devchallenges.io. I think I did something from this last time, but all I know is that it's some kind of coffee something. So hopefully that's kind of in the zone of what we need to be doing here. And it looks like there's some kind of toggle, so I'm guessing there's a way to switch between the two. So let's kind of figure this out together, and we'll jump in. So the challenge is great for working with front-end libraries like React, Vue. You'll need to implement a reusable card component with different variables. It says React, but now I just want to do this vanilla JavaScript, so I guess we'll see. Maybe we'll compromise and do Astro or something. With different variables based on data given. Complete this challenge. Working with a front-end library. Enhanced JS skills. Okay, so this seems fairly simple. I'm guessing, okay, they do actually give you a data endpoint that we can fetch. Okay, so let's, I don't know, what do you want to do? Do you want to do this vanilla JavaScript, which means we'd have to write all this kind of by hand? We could do Astro, we could do React. Doesn't really matter to me. Yep, the Arc people, yeah, they have a new browser called Dia. I don't know, it's like you can like chat about stuff. I literally have not really used it much. I downloaded it yesterday and did like 2 things in it. Like, give me a plan. Ooh, that's what we're going to do for this dev app. Should I use vanilla JS? So you can like ask it questions about the web page and it knows what you're doing. Use React or modern front-end library. Well, what do you know? All right, step-by-step plan. Use create act, React app or Vite. Okay, fine. Should I use Tailwind? Let's check. Should I use Tailwind? So I can like interact with the page, and I mean, I don't know. It's okay. It's fine. I mean, the cool thing is I think you can like interact with multiple tabs at the same time and stuff, but that's fine. Tailwind is recommended. Well, let's just do whatever Dia says and see what happens. Oops, I don't know what just happened there. Okay, so let me open this back up here. And like, I don't even remember how to do Vite app. Is it just like create Vite or something? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so let's use Bun. Why not? So we'll do that. Astro with content collections. I know, right? The hard thing about this is if it's going to be interactive, based on whether or not it's like available, it probably needs to be live data, and that's not what content collections are for. So that's what kind of steered me away from there. But what is this thing called again? Dev challenges. Yeah. So dev challenges coffee. app. And I guess let's use React. Let's use TypeScript. All right, bun install. Thanks. Warp. I don't have to type anything. I've gotten so spoiled with Warp that like I used some other terminal the other day that didn't have as good of autocomplete and stuff, and I'm like, man, this is taking forever. Look at this. So I'm gonna get this open up first of all in my code editor. Then I will bun run dev this thing, and then let's move this over. Actually, yeah, let's put it over here, and we'll move this like here. What is this, like 4, 5, 5, 1, 7, 3? Goodness, I can't even type. Okay. All right, here we go. So we got something going. Let's see, we've got our app, TSX file. We're pulling in all this stuff. So I guess like we don't have server components in this whole setup. We should probably add Tailwind here. So since that's what it said. So Tailwind, Vite, I don't remember. I think there's some basic setup stuff we have to do here. Install Tailwind. Seems like that's it. Okay, so let's do that. Except I'm using PMPM. No, I'm using bun. Gotta remember what I'm using. And we'll get this back up and running with bun run dev. Let's see. vconfig. And I'll pass this in as a plugin here. Okay, and then we just import this into our main CSS file. And I think that's it. Under CSS that imports Tailwind, so that's already there. Okay, so I think we're good. If we come back over to here. Okay. Yeah, that looks like it's using Tailwind. Okay, cool. So let's get rid of everything over here. And first thing we're going to do is pull in this data. So I'll return out an H1 that says like, if I can type, it says hi. Okay, so we are working here. I'll shut this down, close this down. Let's go ahead and get the data in first. So come back over here. There was some kind of raw user content here. Let's see what this is. Okay, cool. So it's just like 5 products. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to use like coffees, I guess, and set coffees. And use state, and this will just be an array to start with. Maybe we'll type this and stuff like that in a little bit. Aster with islands would be better. Yeah, probably. But we're letting Dia drive the ship today, so can't argue with the AI, you know. That way, you know, we'll be protected in the future. All right, let's use effect. And yeah. Do I need anything here? No, it's just empty array. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do like fetch coffees, I guess. Okay, and then if I can, we'll fetch coffees right here. Okay, so let's come up here. We'll await fetch. If I can type, goodness, fetch coffees from this endpoint. And then this will be await res.json. And we could probably do a try catch and that kind of stuff, but whatever. Let's just keep it simple. And then let's just console log this and see what we get. Come over here, look at that. Console Ninja says we're getting things. We're getting what we want. Okay, cool. So we've got all this stuff here. So let me grab this. And JSON to TS. Type this in. We'll just call this coffee and generate a type for this, just so I don't have to manually type that. And then, yeah, that should work. Number string. Okay, so then what we'll do is say that this is an array of coffees. Yeah, I think that should work. Or null, I guess. I think that should work. So we're fetching those coffees now just down here. We're going to set coffees to my data. What did I get? All right, so down this way, we'll just say that if we have coffees, goodness, still getting used to this keyboard. Because I don't code as much as I'd like to. I feel like that also, it's like coding is the only thing I really struggle with anymore on this. So anyhow, in case anyone wants to follow my coding journey, this is fun. I haven't written React in about 2 years. Okay, cool. Dante, what you been writing then? Just vanilla JS? Okay, so what we're going to do is just take the coffees.map, and here we'll say for each coffee, let's just output the c dot something name. Okay, so we got something working. That's good. Let's just come over here and create a new component, and we'll call this coffee card. .tsx. And here I'm going to go ahead and export this interface, and we'll just do it from the app. That's fine. And then let's get this thing up here so I know what it's supposed to look like. Is there no like other picture than this? I guess not. Let's zoom way in. That's not helpful at all. Okay. I guess we're just going to have to, let's copy this and just drag it over here. And that way I can at least view it side by side. We'll make this bigger. Let's see. There we go. I had to remember my keyboard shortcuts. Okay. So we're going to zoom in on this. And I guess we can pull in all those data points as we need. Maybe actually this should be over here with the coffee, if it's going to be anywhere. And then over here we can just pull this in like that. Okay, cool. And let's also pass this our coffee card while we're at it. So coffee card, and we'll say that this needs a C. We'll just call it data, and this can be the coffee that we've passed in. All right, so this is going to take in data, and the data will be, yeah, coffee. Did I do that right? Yeah, I think so. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and scaffold this thing out. We've got two sections, the kind of the upper section of the stuff, and then the bottom section here with the card. So let's go ahead and do a little grid container. So we'll say grid gap, I don't know, 2. Oops. And then we've got image here. And I'm guessing the way we get this in, this image is just a string. So, because it looks like that's what the type said at least. So we'll say data.image. Oops. All right, like that. Now this has a little popular tag in here, which I'm guessing is it's a Boolean. So this will be position absolute. So we could make the image inside of a section and make sure it's always in the top. But since the card itself kind of fits in the same zone, I think I'm just going to make this thing relative. And what we'll say is if there is a data.popular, then we'll just have a span or something like that. So yeah, we'll have a span here. Oops. Not spam. Or we'll say popular. This will need a couple things, so we'll add these in a second. But for now, let's just, oops. For now, let's just say class name, and we'll say absolute. Rounded full, padding, I don't know, px2, py1, and we'll change the color here in a little bit. So I think it should work. Actually, let's just do like a amber 300. I don't know that it super matters for me to get the color perfect, but okay, so we've got these sections divided. This next section will be kind of the same thing. They're spaced out evenly, so I think maybe this should just be a little flex container, and same thing here. So let's just have this flex, align, center, yeah, align, center, justify, between. Probably don't even need to wrap those. And again, we've got, split this now so I can see both of these here. And I'll have to move this back to where I can see. There we go. What else do I have? The name, I guess. So these would probably be, I don't know what this would be semantically. On the page, it kind of depends where it's at. But since I guess we do have this basic thing, we'll just start there. Do I have like a download code or something? I don't know. There's got to be some kind of background image, it looks like. And this little squiggle thing, I don't know. Anyhow, so let's grab the name. So for now, I guess let's just put it in a paragraph. We'll just say data.name. Probably, honestly, I should be just like destructuring all this from data so I don't have to type data 1,000 times. But at this point, we're committed, so that's fine. Let's grab this, and I'm going to drop this here. I'll change this to like, I don't know, emerald 300. And this will be the price. I don't know how this comes out, so let's just say for now they're giving it to us as a string. Is that right? Yeah, so I'm guessing they include the $sign, so let's just put the data.price here. Okay. And then down below we've got one little section, so let's copy this again. And we'll paste this down this way. Oh boy, a bunch of stuff happened in chat when I wasn't looking. No cursor copilot. No. Not coffee. Yeah, probably is coffee. Dante, I'll check. Coffee card and React components, so you can interact with it. How do you then make use of Cloudinary's Astro image component and or unpick? Yeah, we're not using Astro this morning. You need to know how to use JS to use Astro. Well, it's a JavaScript framework, but it's a fairly easy on-ramp. Like there's some stuff you're just going to think is Astro that's actually just JavaScript. It's probably the bigger deal, so you should be fine to pick it up. Let's see. Yep, true, Dante. It's just basic web dev streamlined. You totally got this. Once it clicks, it's beautiful. Man, Daniil, take the mic. Yeah, Discord channel for Astro is awesome. Yep. I would definitely read the documentation start to front. That's what I do when I'm learning anything. Ironically enough, I don't watch videos usually. I just go learn the thing from the person, and this should be between, like from the documentation. So I think this should start with justify start anyhow, so let's leave that alone. And then here we've got a couple things. We've got rating. I guess we're going to have a star no matter what. I don't know where we're supposed to get that, so maybe let's just have another component down here. Let's see, icons, star. Actually, let's icons, star. See if there's something filled in already, since I don't actually have something from here. Yeah, there we go. So let's paste this thing in. And then I'm going to take all this, and I guess I can just pull this in directly here. Let's do that. So the first thing I've got here is this little star section. So this should just be the star right here. And then for this next section, this is actually going to be a little flex container. So we could do a paragraph tag with flex. I guess this would just be a paragraph or span. Doesn't really matter. If I can stop typing spam, that would be great. So let's add a couple things. We're going to have the data.rating. And then next to this, we'll have in parentheses the data.votes. And then I'm guessing I have to say votes after here. We'll see. Okay, so we're going to call that loosely aligned with the spec. And let's move this back over. Come back over here. Yeah. Could be better, could be worse. Why is this thing all stacked weird? All right, let's make sure that this is as expected. Flex, grid gap, relative. Okay, so I think that works. We just need to have some kind of separation here. So let's close this down. We'll put all of this. Yeah, I guess let's just put all this inside of a grid gap 4. Or I guess this could be a flex. That's fine. Flex. Gap 4, 8. I don't know. Flex wrap. Items. Start. I think that should work. Well, let's drop this back in here. All right, cool. Something's messed up with this, so let's figure that out. Flex align. I think this is supposed to be items center. Same thing here. Justify between. Did I not spell this? Justify between. Absolute. It's because I kept that on. All right. That should work-ish. Mostly there. All right. Let's see what the rest of the spec is here first. Like, what else are we supposed to do? And we'll get that working. Then we'll come back and kind of shore it up. Well, look at this. They even give you, hey, we did that. Get out of here. And look at this. We do need to pass some kind of ID. Okay, cool. Wasn't there like an interactive thing? I'm guessing here, like, we should be able to click available and see which ones are available. So maybe that's what we're supposed to do. I'm not seeing it off the top of my head, but available true. Okay. So we'll have some kind of toggle. Oh, here we go. Up top. So let's, I guess let's build that next little section. I'll just do it directly in here. I'll have this be grid gap 4 or something, I don't know. Let's split this again so we can see what we're supposed to do. Okay, so our collection is what we'll have this say. So this will be each one, text 4XL, I don't know, font bold. Our collection. And then down here, let's go ahead and grab this. All right. Yeah, look at that. Okay, hopefully that's all spelled correctly. I didn't really look. Seem like there's some weird spaces here. Okay, cool. Below here then, so right here, we'll do, by the way, this ID should be, or key should be the, I'm not sure why I'm not getting any typing here. Like, this should be yelling at me to type this, but I'm not going to complain because it's fine. So here we're going to have like a button. I guess we need a div here. So we'll say flex, gap 2, flex wrap, items center, and then we'll have 2 buttons. We'll have all products and available now. So yeah, we'll probably have to filter our coffees then, but that's okay. So by default, let's say all products. Oops, what am I doing? So we're gonna have a button. We'll just say all products, and then we'll have another button. And this one will say available now. Okay, that should work. And then we're gonna have two different things on here. Two different, well, I guess they can be the same. Yeah, let's, so now I am getting typing, I don't know. Can I just leave this undefined? Yeah, that should be fine, okay. Let's have a little function then. I guess technically this should probably use callback, but whatever, it's fine. Because this will be the same. We'll handle filter, click, equals, and then let's take in like a type. And we'll say that this can be all or available. Okay, and then all we're going to do is take our coffees. I guess once we get the coffees, I don't want to reset those. So maybe, probably not the best way to do this, but I could just do like filtered coffees and set filtered coffees. And yeah, we'll do use state, I guess. See, if I like reset the coffees, then I lose that state. So that's kind of what I'm thinking we should do here. Which means I'm kind of thinking here too. I don't really like having two separate pieces of state that kind of track the same thing, but so yeah, let's not do that. Let's just say like filter and set filter. And then this should just be a string that basically sets one or the other, and we'll filter live. I think that makes more sense. So this will just be set to all by default, and we can say that this could either be all or available. I think I like that more. What am I messing up here? Oh, I never wrapped the whole thing in. No, I did. I don't know what I messed up. Use state. Well, it would help if I could see what I was doing. So we'll do that in a second. But for now, this is just going to be set to all. And this can be set to either all. Do I have to do this all in the same string? I don't think so. Yeah, okay. So here we're just going to set the filter to whatever the type is. I think that should work. So the filter here, we're just going to filter off the base here. By default, it's set to all, so we don't have to do anything. But here we will filter the coffee. So we'll say if filter, maybe we should name this coffee filter. Let's do that. And then set coffee filter. Let's see, set coffee filter. We'll use this down this way. If it equals all, like that, then just true. I think that should work. Otherwise, it'll be available. So we'll just say if c dot available. I think that should work. And then here, we're just going to pass this down this way. And this should be, for both of these, where we call it after we click it, like this. So that's where I should have pasted that. And then we'll say all or available. And then both of these should be on click. Oops. On click and on click. Okay. That's better. I don't know why that took me so long to kind of grok my head around how I was going to do that, but all right. So now I should be able to say available now, available, no, all products, available. Yeah, so it is switching them. So let's style these buttons a little bit, which these could be their own little components, I guess, if we want them to as well, but I think it's fine how it is. So we'll say class name, cursor pointer, which I think they changed in Tailwind. It used to be that the age-old question. I don't know. I like it. Sue me. PY2, we'll say background, I don't know, blue 200. What is it supposed to be? Like a weird gray color. Okay. So let's say slate 200. Something like that. Rounded full. I think this should work. Here we're going to say justify center. That's fine. Why have, oh, there's text selected. All right, so last thing here, how does this thing, I guess let's just make this a main tag. We'll say grid gap 4, space all those out, 6, I don't know, something like that. You can also make this with full. Why is that thing not taking up its full? I don't know. So there's your all products. This is the available ones only. Yeah, we could also store it in state like in the URL. That might be kind of interesting. I don't know. Did I put some kind of container on this? It must be in a container somehow naturally. Main. Just pulling the app in. I don't know. There must be some CSS that's doing something. Maybe the main tag automatically centers it now. Oh, here we go. Well, that could have gone better. Let's open this back up. And next, cool. Awesome. Yeah, so let's get rid of all this, which means we might lose some of our styling, and that's okay. We'll re-add it back in. Bind run dev. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So let's also give this a class of, do they do containers anymore? I don't remember if there is a container class or not. MX auto. Oops. And then this needs to be class. I guess this whole section kind of is. So let's just take this all and say text center and close it down. Okay, more or less that's working. Yeah. Okay, let's add some padding, I guess, on the whole thing. And I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good about that. All right, well, we did the challenge. There's obviously some things we could change to make it look better. I guess we probably should change our color of our star. So let's do that next. Come over here to my fill. Can I just, I guess, class name? Is it like fill? Yeah, Amber 300. Something like that. I guess I could have also just kept this at background. No, at text, because it's using the current color. But I think that's pretty close. I'm not super concerned about the styling being on. I just wanted to get the basic functionality. So hopefully that was helpful and interesting. It wasn't a very complicated project, but that's what I said last time. So anyhow, hopefully you enjoyed this kind of beginner challenge. Obviously we used TypeScript, so there was a little bit of complexity, I guess. Padding for the container class. Yeah. I just added it manually. Wherever that was. Oh, in the app. Yeah, so you can actually add that as a, you used to be able to do that in the tailwind config, but now there's not using, now that there's no config anymore, you can set a utility class for that and just say you want padding on it and stuff, but the container just sets a height and stuff, so, which is what it did naturally before. Oh, look, this isn't right. All right, well, let me know what else you're working on today. I will probably head here pretty soon, but I guess we should at least do a rounded like medium or something. So large. I don't know what this is supposed to be. And then here, let's offset this thing. So we'll do like top 4, left 4. That's probably a little too much. So we'll do 2 and 2. Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, let us know what you're working on, what you find interesting. I'm doing a tutorial on Tuesday, I think it is. How many do I have? Oh, yeah. Let's do 3XL. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I'm doing a tutorial on Monday that's just like a vanilla JavaScript to-do app because I was on a train recently with no internet, and I'm like, I've got like 45 minutes. Let me see what I would do like from scratch with no help. So that was a really fun challenge, and threw it together in a video. The video's almost longer, I think, than it took me to actually do it because I talked through everything and like explained stuff and whatever, but I've yet to edit the video, so who knows? I still got to do that. But well, hopefully this is enjoyable. Thanks so much for following along, and I hope you have the best day. You refuse to use the new Tailwind? Why? Not to be all judgy, Dante, but like it's way closer to actual CSS. Is it just that you don't like converting a project over, or yeah, so well, you'll have to let me know. Well, thanks for following along. You're writing today, not much coding. Fair. Yeah, basically the config is the only difference is how you set up like the config, and you just have more control because it's just, I mean, before you could write CSS too, but a lot of the config was like its own little thing, and now even the config is just CSS. So, yeah. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this relaxed stream, and it was somewhat helpful for you. Took our time, made something that looked fairly close to what it was supposed to look like, and yeah. Hope you have a great day. I will catch you in the next one. Happy coding.